Overdrive is an obvious use of the Syntakt effects block, but let's have a look at a couple of creative ways that we can use it. What's up everyone, I'm Mech, and in this series of tutorials we're going to have a look at creative and interesting ways that we can use the effects block. Let's have a look at the overdrive. Depending on how loud a signal goes through the effects block, the drive has a greater effect. The louder the signal, the greater the drive can have an effect on it. It will saturate it. If you play a fairly subtle sound like a little hi-hat and route that to the effects block, the drive will just make it a bit louder. It doesn't have that much effect. So it's really important to make it either very loud, but in case of this little hi-hat, there's not a lot of energy, especially in the low end, to really activate that drive, to really make the drive saturate the sound. So a great way of creating subtle to very gnarly saturation is to mix a bass-heavy signal with a harmonically rich signal through the effects block. For example, if we take this noise and then mix that with this simple sine wave, right? And we route both of these through the effects block. You can hear that when I activate them both. And now increase the drive. But that has indeed a huge effect on the overdrive. Now if we mix these louder, the louder they are, the more effect it has. So I'm gonna increase the overdrive on this and turn this up all the way and all the way. Just gonna exaggerate this really. And the noise as well. So now again, if we start increasing, you can hear that it will saturate way sooner. If anybody tells you there's not enough distortion on the Syntakt, I wholeheartedly disagree. Now, let's take something more melodic. For instance, this pad sound. And let's take the same sine wave. Well, first let's route this to the effects block, right? Make it a bit louder. Effects block a little less loud. Now let's go to that sine wave, which is still routed through the effects block. And let's tune this all the way down to something very, very low. So we cannot really hear it anymore. This is just, I'm wearing headphones right now. Maybe if you have a sub, you might hear some air displacement. Very low. So what happens now if we route this melodic thing through the effects block together with this? And turn up the drive. So you get a huge amplitude modulation effect, basically. And if we tune this sine wave lower and lower, we can basically create sort of an extra LFO. So this is as low as it can get, I think, yeah. So that's actually pretty cool. And now, of course, we can use a bandpass or a high-pass filter to get rid of that low end. So it doesn't, activate the subs on a club system or something and have a nice amplitude modulation effect. And of course, we can also add triggers to the sequence. Maybe set up a polymeter. Like so. To create little bursts of saturation. And we can of course tune the sine wave to taste. There you go. We also have two LFOs available on the effects block, of course, and these can also be used to modulate various parameters in audio range. So if we set this, for instance, to filter frequency and a super high speed, there you go. The reverb. There's a lot of cool, interesting targets. For example, the drive. Like so. So, lots of ideas to explore here, just with the drive. You can learn many additional sound design and groove techniques through my courses and cheat sheets. For example, the Mastering Syntakt course bundle will go through all the steps to create a groove from scratch into a full track on Syntakt. The course covers all Syntakt's functions and how to use them effectively and creatively. For more information and free content like cheat sheets, head over to davemech.live/shop and become a Syntakt master. I hope these tricks inspire you to use the effects block in creative ways. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and click the bell to be notified when a new video in this effects block series is released. Cheers!